Have you ever had that frustrating experience of taking your Parkinson's medication at night, lying in bed hoping for symptom relief and a good night's sleep, only to find that the tremors have worsened, the stiffness has increased, and sleep simply won't come? Or perhaps you're that caregiver who watches your loved one with Parkinson's struggle with insomnia night after night, not understanding why symptoms seem to intensify just when it's time to rest. This is a distressing reality that many people with Parkinson's face, especially when they're unaware of a crucial factor that may be sabotaging their treatment every night, right under their noses, or rather, on their own plates. Many people with Parkinson's rigorously follow their medications, exercise regularly, and still face terrible nights without understanding why. What if I told you that a simple nighttime eating habit could be drastically interfering with the effectiveness of your medication and amplifying your nighttime symptoms? I'm talking specifically about a common fruit, which many consider a healthy choice for a late-night snack, but which can be a real saboteur for those with Parkinson's. Today, I'll reveal not only which fruit should be avoided before bed, but also explain exactly why it has this detrimental effect on your treatment, share safe and nutritious alternatives for late-night snacking, and offer an ideal schedule for you to enjoy this fruit at other times of the day without compromising your quality of life. This knowledge can be the difference between nights of suffering and nights of restful sleep, something everyone living with Parkinson's deserves and desperately needs. Before we begin, I'd like to know where you're watching from today. Leave a comment below and feel free to ask any questions you may have. Before we continue with our next method, I want to extend a special invitation. If you or someone you love is facing the daily challenges of Parkinson's and is looking for reliable science-based information, explained simply, the Beyond Parkinson's channel was created especially for you. Here, we regularly share practical strategies, exercises, and tips that have helped hundreds of people regain small and large amounts of independence in their daily lives. Click the subscribe button now. It's completely free, so you won't miss any techniques that can make a difference in your quality of life or that of your loved one. Now, let's continue with our revelation about the fruit that can compromise your Parkinson's treatment at night. Let's talk directly about the fruit you should avoid before bed if you have Parkinson's. Bananas. Surprised, many people are. After all, bananas are generally recommended as a healthy nighttime snack for the general population, known for containing tryptophan and magnesium, which can help with relaxation and improve sleep. However, for those with Parkinson's, the reality is quite different. But why exactly can bananas be problematic for people with this condition, especially at night? Let's understand the science behind it. The main problem is related to levodopa, the most common and important medication in the treatment of Parkinson's. To understand why bananas interfere with levodopa, we first need to understand how this medication works. Levodopa is a precursor to dopamine, the neurotransmitter deficient in Parkinson's. Since dopamine cannot cross the blood-brain barrier, we use levodopa, which enters the brain and is converted to dopamine there, relieving the symptoms of the disease. Here's the problem. Both levodopa and certain amino acids in proteins compete for the same transporters, both in the gut, for absorption, and at the blood-brain barrier for entry into the brain. Bananas are particularly rich in a specific type of amino acid called tyrosine. Tyrosine not only competes directly with levodopa for absorption, but is also, ironically, a precursor to dopamine in an alternative metabolic pathway. This creates what neurologists call metabolic competition. When you eat a banana close to the time you take your levodopa, especially at night when your metabolism is slower, it creates a real biochemical competition in your body. A study from the University of Toronto showed that consuming foods rich in tyrosine can reduce the effective absorption of levodopa by up to 50% in some patients. This means that half of your medication may simply not be being utilized properly. Furthermore, bananas are rich in natural sugars, mainly fructose. When consumed at night, these sugars can cause insulin spikes that not only interfere with sleep quality, but can also exacerbate symptoms such as muscle stiffness and nocturnal tremors in people with Parkinson's. A study published in the Journal of Movement Disorders in 2022 showed a correlation between nocturnal blood sugar spikes and increased tremor intensity in Parkinson's patients. Another important factor to consider is the high potassium content of bananas. Although potassium is essential for neurological health, too much and at inappropriate times can interfere with certain medications used to treat Parkinson's, particularly MAO-B inhibitors like selegiline. This interaction can cause fluctuations in blood pressure during the night, contributing to insomnia and discomfort. Timing is another crucial aspect. A banana eaten right before bed stays in the digestive system longer due to slower metabolism during sleep. This means that interference with nighttime or morning medication may be even more prolonged than if the same fruit were eaten during the day when we are more active and our digestive system works faster. However, it's important to emphasize that we're not saying that people with Parkinson's should completely eliminate bananas from their diet. In fact, bananas have many valuable nutritional benefits, including fiber, B vitamins, and the aforementioned potassium, which are important for overall health and may even benefit certain aspects of the neurological condition when consumed at the right time. The point here is not to demonize bananas, but to understand when they can be harmful and when they can be beneficial. This brings us to the next part of our conversation. When would be the ideal time for people with Parkinson's to consume bananas? The best time to eat bananas if you have Parkinson's is at least 2 hours after or 1 hour before taking your levodopa medication. Ideally, mid-morning is a great time when your body is active and your digestive system is functioning at its optimal rhythm. At this time of day, bananas can even offer important benefits, such as sustained energy and support for bowel function, something many people with Parkinson's need due to the common constipation associated with the condition. Another good time is as part of a pre-exercise snack, about 30 minutes before physical activity. In this context, the carbohydrates in bananas provide quickly available energy for the workout, which can be particularly helpful for people with Parkinson's who often experience fatigue during exercise. Just make sure this timing doesn't coincide with taking your medication. Before we move on to the next method, I want to pause to ask you something important. What time of day do your Parkinson's symptoms most affect your sleep? Is it at bedtime, when the tremors seem to intensify? Is it in the middle of the night, when you wake up and can't get back to sleep? Or perhaps it's in the morning, when morning stiffness makes it difficult to even get out of bed? This question isn't just out of curiosity. You know, many people with Parkinson's feel like no one truly understands the invisible challenges they face at night. And you're not alone on this journey. Share your experience in the comments. You can simply copy and complete this sentence. My biggest sleep challenge with Parkinson's is when. Your comment could be exactly what someone else needs to read today to feel understood and less alone. Plus, your comments help us create more specific content for the real challenges you face at night. Now, let's continue with some healthy banana alternatives for late-night snacks. If bananas are out of the question as a late-night snack, what can you eat at night that won't interfere with your medication and can still help with sleep? Let's explore some excellent alternatives that are not only safe, but potentially beneficial for people with Parkinson's, especially before bed. The first alternative is cherries. Cherries, especially tart or bitter cherries, are one of the few natural sources of melatonin, the hormone that regulates the sleep-wake cycle. A study published in the Journal of Medicinal Food demonstrated that regular consumption of tart cherry juice significantly increased melatonin levels and improved sleep quality in adults with insomnia. For people with Parkinson's, who often struggle with sleep disorders, this is a particularly valuable benefit. Unlike bananas, cherries don't contain significant levels of tyrosine or other amino acids that compete with levodopa. This means you can consume cherries much closer to your medication intake without worrying about interference. Additionally, cherries are rich in anti-inflammatory compounds called anthocyanins, which have shown neuroprotective effects in preliminary studies, potentially benefiting the brain in Parkinson's disease. A second excellent option is kiwi. This small green fruit has been featured prominently in recent sleep research. A study from Taipei University showed that eating 2 kiwis 1 hour before bed for 4 weeks significantly improved the quality and quantity of sleep in adults with sleep disorders. Kiwis are rich in serotonin, a neurotransmitter that directly influences the sleep cycle, and also contain folate, which helps prevent insomnia and nighttime restlessness. For people with Parkinson's, kiwi offers an important additional benefit: high vitamin C content. Vitamin C is a powerful antioxidant that helps combat oxidative stress, one of the underlying mechanisms in Parkinson's progression. Best of all, kiwi doesn't significantly interfere with the absorption of levodopa, making it a safe choice even relatively close to medication time. A third alternative I highly recommend is nuts. especially walnuts and almonds. They contain natural melatonin and magnesium, both known to promote sleep. A small handful of nuts can help stabilize blood sugar levels at night, preventing the spikes and dips that can disrupt sleep and exacerbate nocturnal Parkinson's symptoms. Walnuts are also rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which have been shown to have anti-inflammatory effects in the brain and may help protect dopaminergic neurons, precisely those affected in Parkinson's. Because walnuts contain primarily fat and fiber, with limited amounts of protein, they minimally interfere with the absorption of levodopa, especially in small amounts. A fourth option that isn't a fruit but deserves special mention is chamomile tea. This ancient tea contains apigenin, an antioxidant that binds to benzodiazepine receptors in the brain, promoting drowsiness and reducing insomnia. For people with Parkinson's who struggle with the nighttime anxiety that often accompanies the disease, chamomile can offer gentle, natural relief. In addition to these specific alternatives, there are some general guidelines people with Parkinson's should follow for late-night snacking. First, avoid high-protein foods at night, especially if you take a dose of levodopa close to bedtime. Second, choose foods with a low glycemic index to avoid blood sugar spikes during the night. Third, keep portions small to avoid overloading the digestive system, which can interfere with both sleep and proper medication absorption. Before we move on to the next exercise, I want to open up space for something extremely valuable: your own experience. Have you discovered any food, technique, little trick or adaptation that helped you sleep better with Parkinson's? You know that simple solution you found and thought, why didn't anyone tell me this before? Sometimes the best strategies come from those who experience the reality of the disease every day, not from books or clinical studies. Share with us in the comments. You can simply copy and complete the sentence. One thing I discovered that really helped me with sleep was, your contribution may seem small to you, but it could be exactly what someone else has been looking for months or years. I've seen people transform their nights after learning tips from other members of our community in the comments. And that's more powerful than any advice I could give alone. Let's make this space a true bank of collective wisdom, where everyone learns and grows together. Now, let's continue with our third important topic: how to create an ideal nighttime routine for people with Parkinson's. Besides avoiding bananas and other problematic foods before bed, there are additional strategies that can significantly transform your sleep quality when you live with Parkinson's. Let's explore how to create an ideal nighttime routine that can help minimize symptoms and promote restful sleep. First, let's talk about the timing of your nighttime medication. Many neurologists recommend adjusting the time of your last dose of levodopa to approximately 1 to 1.5 hours before bedtime. This allows the medication to reach its peak action as you prepare for sleep, potentially reducing symptoms that can interfere with sleep onset, such as tremors and stiffness. Of course, any medication adjustments should always be discussed with and approved by your doctor. For some people, extended release formulations of levodopa may be particularly helpful at night, as they provide more stable coverage during sleeping hours. Again, this is something to discuss with your neurologist as part of your personalized treatment strategy. The second critical element is schedule consistency. The brain with Parkinson's disease benefits greatly from regular routines. Try to go to bed and wake up at approximately the same times every day, even on weekends. This helps regulate your circadian rhythm, which may already be compromised by Parkinson's. Studies show that regular sleep schedules can improve medication effectiveness and reduce motor fluctuations. The third strategy involves light exposure. During the day, especially in the morning, seek exposure to abundant natural light. This helps regulate the circadian rhythm and melatonin production. Conversely, in the 2 to 3 hours before bed, reduce exposure to blue light from screens like smartphones, tablets, and televisions. Blue light suppresses melatonin production and can exacerbate the sleep problems already common in Parkinson's. A practical tip is to use blue light filters on your devices at night. Better yet, opt for activities that don't involve screens, such as reading physical books, meditating, or listening to soft music. Some of my patients report significant benefits from wearing blue light blocking glasses in the hours before sleep. The fourth component of an ideal nighttime routine involves bedroom and body temperature. People with Parkinson's often have difficulty regulating their temperature, and optimal body temperature is crucial for quality sleep. Keep your bedroom slightly cool, between 18 to 23 degrees, 65 to 68 degrees, if possible. A warm bath about 1 to 2 hours before bed can be particularly beneficial. When we get out of a hot bath, our body temperature drops, signaling to the brain that it's time to sleep. Additionally, A warm bath can help relieve muscle stiffness, one of the most bothersome symptoms of Parkinson's at night. The fifth element I highly recommend is incorporating gentle stretching exercises into your nighttime routine. Specific stretches for areas commonly affected by stiffness in Parkinson's, such as the neck, shoulders, hips, and calves, can significantly reduce nighttime discomfort. These don't need to be intense. Gentle, slow movements are ideal before bed. To complement these stretches, deep breathing techniques or guided meditation can help reduce nighttime anxiety and prepare the body for sleep. Diaphragmatic breathing, in particular, can help reduce tremors in some patients and induce a state of relaxation. The sixth component involves the sleep environment. In addition to temperature, make sure your bedroom is completely dark and reasonably quiet. Consider using blackout curtains and, if necessary, earplugs or white noise machines to mask disturbing sounds.
For people with Parkinson's who experience night sweats, a common symptom of the condition, sheets and bedding made from breathable, natural materials like cotton or linen can make a big difference in sleep quality. Some patients also benefit from mattresses or pillows specially designed to provide adequate support, reducing pain and stiffness.
Before we introduce our next technique, I want to pause to celebrate something that rarely gets the attention it deserves. Your small victories in your Parkinson's journey. Do you remember the last time you got a reasonably good night's sleep, even if it seems simple to others? Maybe you managed to sleep 4 hours straight without waking up, or maybe you found a comfortable position that reduced your pain during the night. These achievements need to be recognized and celebrated, as they represent your strength and persistence in the face of an immense challenge. Share your victory in the comments. No matter how small it may seem, you can copy and complete this sentence. My recent small victory with sleep was when by sharing your achievement, you not only document your own progress, but also ignite a spark of hope in someone who may be at the beginning of this journey, needing to believe that better nights are possible. Their stories form a mosaic of hope that sustains our community through difficult days and nights. Now let's continue with some final practical strategies that can help you achieve even more of these significant victories. To conclude our discussion of sleep and nutrition in Parkinson's, I'd like to share some additional practical tips that can make all the difference. First, if you absolutely love bananas and feel like you can't eliminate them completely, consider eating half a banana as part of your breakfast, at least 1 hour before or 2 hours after your morning dose of levodopa. This way, you still get the nutritional benefits without significantly compromising your treatment. Second, if you frequently wake up in the middle of the night with worsening Parkinson's symptoms, talk to your doctor about taking a small dose of extended-release levodopa before bed. Some patients benefit greatly from this strategy, though it's not suitable for everyone. Third, keep a sleep diary for at least 2 weeks, noting not only the quality of your sleep, but also what you ate that night, medication times, and any pre-bedtime activities. Patterns often emerge that may not be obvious in everyday life, allowing for personalized adjustments to your routine. Don't underestimate the power of good body support while sleeping. Strategically positioned pillows to support problem areas like your back, hips, and knees can do wonders for reducing stiffness and pain, allowing for deeper, more restful sleep. If tremor in a particular hand frequently disturbs their sleep, some patients report benefits from using a lightly weighted glove, which provides additional proprioception and may decrease tremor during early sleep. This is a simple solution that can be safely tried at home. And finally, remember that sleep in Parkinson's is a complex challenge that often requires a multifaceted approach. The combination of appropriate medication, mindful eating, a consistent routine, an optimized environment, and relaxation techniques often produces far better results than any single strategy. To summarize everything we've discussed today, avoid bananas and other tyrosine-rich foods before bed to avoid interfering with levodopa. Opt for alternatives like cherries, kiwis, walnuts, or chamomile tea that can actively promote sleep. Establish a consistent nighttime routine with attention to light exposure, temperature, and relaxing activities, and implement the additional strategies we discussed to personalize your approach. Remember that every person with Parkinson's is unique, and what works wonderfully for one person may not be ideal for another. The key is careful experimentation, observing how your body responds to different strategies, and making adjustments as needed, always in close communication with your healthcare professionals. The journey with Parkinson's is challenging, especially at night when symptoms often intensify. and the rest of the world seems to sleep peacefully. But with knowledge, effective strategies, and appropriate support, significantly better nights are possible. And each night of improved sleep contributes to days with more energy, better mood, and a greater ability to face the challenges Parkinson's presents. If this video brought you any hope or helpful information, I'd like to invite you to join our support community here on the channel.
Living with Parkinson's presents unique challenges that often only those who experience them truly understand. By subscribing to the Beyond Parkinson's channel, you'll have access to new videos every week with specific techniques for each Parkinson's symptom, from exercises to improve balance to strategies for reducing morning stiffness.
Our commitment is to bring you content that truly makes a difference in your daily life, filtered and tested by experts, but explained in a simple and straightforward way. Many of our subscribers report that small changes learned here have transformed their quality of life and sleep. Subscribing is very simple. Just click the subscribe button below this video, and then the bell to be notified when we publish new content. Remember, you're not alone on this journey, and every step, every better night counts. We want to follow and support your progress and celebrations. Every small victory matters, and we're here to help you achieve many of them. In the next video, we'll explore specific exercises you can do in bed to reduce morning stiffness, a problem many of you mentioned in the comments on previous videos. We'll cover simple movements you can do even on days when your energy is low and motivation is low. Also, be sure to check out our previous video on breathing techniques to reduce anxiety and tremors, which perfectly complements the sleep strategies we're sharing today. Combining these approaches can create a powerful synergy for managing Parkinson's symptoms. If you have any specific questions about sleep and Parkinson's, or if you'd like us to cover a specific topic in future videos, leave a comment. Your participation is essential for us to create increasingly relevant and useful content for our community. Until the next video, keep looking for small improvements in your nights. Remember that the path to better nights with Parkinson's is made of small adjustments, persistence, and self-compassion. Here at the Beyond Parkinson's channel, we believe in your potential to achieve more peaceful nights and are by your side every step of the way. Thank you very much for your attention, and we'll see you soon.